we all just wanted to let you know who we are since we've all been under the COVID restrictions and haven't seen each other for a long time. So we wanted you in the field to know who we are. So we will begin now, and we will keep our video off during this presentation. But good morning to everyone, and we will proceed. Okay. Patty, are you advancing slides? Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so here we are for the conference kickoff. The 2021 Wellness and Learning Conference is being presented virtually this year. We're going to take about a half hour to go over a few items before we start with the workshops. Please note that there is a separate registration link for each workshop session, and it is not too late to register. You'll just need to get into your agenda with the registration links and you'll be able to register that way. If you lose your connection, just click on the link to rejoin and we will do the same on our end. I've already been kicked off once, so let's hope for the best. And certificates for each workshop will be provided at a later date after the conference is complete. Above on the slide is the Office of Nutrition Programs and Services staff. And so we have Patty Kerrigan, me, Marty Davis, Alexis Dwyer, and Tam Feener. This is our contact information. As most of you know by now, Sherry White, our administrator, retired on June 30th, and she is doing great. She's planting lilies and walking on the beach and doing other fun things. And as you can see from the previous slide, we are currently working with only 4 staff. Additionally, our offices have been temporarily relocated to the Walker Building on the same office campus while the work is being done at the Department of Education. All operations will continue as usual, but please be patient with us because it may take a little longer for a response. We want to start by saying thank you. As we prepare for the start of a new school year, we are met once again with unknown challenges and a lot of uncertainty. The Office of Nutrition Programs and Services thanks all of you for the dedication of your time and resources to feed New Hampshire children during this ongoing difficult time. Additionally, the New Hampshire Office of Nutrition Programs and Services would also like to thank the USDA and the FNS Northeast Regional Office, NERO, for their tireless and ongoing efforts to support the state agency and school food service operations during the extended COVID health emergency. We appreciate all that you are doing. Take it away, Patty.
So we wanted to give you a little idea of how many meals were served. So NSLP for fiscal year 21, and this includes SSO as well, served over 1,300 meals, 13 million meals, sorry. And that includes the breakfast, the lunch, the snack, and the suppers that were served. And CACFP served close to 2 million meals during the COVID of fiscal year 21. Fiscal year 20, we served, NSLP SSO served 14 million meals, and CACFP served close to 3 million meals. And again, it includes the breakfast, lunch, the snacks, and the suppers. So it's just a kind of idea of where we were in the past, this current fiscal year 21 and past year before during COVID. So we're delighted to be planning our second annual New Hampshire Great Apple Crunch in celebration of National Farm to School Month, which is October. We loved seeing your celebration last year, and we are happy to make it an annual event. For those who have not heard, crunching into a local fruit or vegetable is part of the National Farm to School Month that is celebrated in all states across the country. It is about putting the crunch in Farm to School Month. With apples being a premier New Hampshire product, we will be celebrating by biting into a local apple. We are looking forward to the event as students and staff at schools and centers across the state will be able to participate and feel a sense of connection. Keep an eye out for more information via email. So some important reminders we'd like to go over is National School Lunch Program and Seamless Summer and special milk applications will roll over soon. We just received the rates. I am getting those in. I have to get those in first. We have all the application materials ready to go. So it's just a matter, I'm hoping by the end of this week, everybody will have their applications. We did have a delay on the rates, and of course, everybody knows that's what holds up us rolling over the applications. And we know that due to not having as many people as we normally do, we are a little bit behind. So we also ask that you please update the organization and contact information on each application. So when you're in NSLP, you actually have a contact tab, and that's supposed to be updated every year. And then on the sponsor page, if there's been any changes with, business administrators, superintendents, whoops, we ask that you change that as well. And then let us know who, if we should add or remove names from our email notification list. Sometimes we get bounce backs that someone is no longer there, and then we'll give you guys a call, but anybody can be on our email list, but we don't know unless you ask. So the program authorization form, this needs to be sent to myself, and my email is on the form. If anybody there, right, if you go to this Office Nutrition Programs and Services, Department of Education, you will see a program authorization form towards the bottom of the website, and you can click on that and the form is there. Or you can just email any one of us and we can send you the form. So we want to make sure that you know that for NSLP, there's an application data entry, there's an application claim submit, there is a claim data entry, a claim submit. Now the claim data entry and the claim submit cannot be the same person. It has to be two different people. And the reason we ask this is because the data entry person should be putting in the information from either their point of service or wherever they have their meal counts. And then that information should be sent to the submit person so they can verify that you've put in the right number of days, you're not, missing a day, that the counts, are what they should be, nothing's transposed. So that's why there's two people. Also with NSLP, there's a verification and the direct cert person. The direct cert, of course, that's the one who's able to go in and actually run the reports. And the verification person is the person who checks the verification, but also does the verification reporting on the system. So that person needs to be aware. For CACFP, there's an application data entry and an application submit. Again, a claim data entry and a claim submit. Again, two different people. CACFP does not have verification and direct cert. That's only for NSLP. For FFEP, same thing. Application data entry, application data submit. And I haven't said this, but that can be one person. But you just have to log out, log in as a data entry person, log out go in as the application data submit, and then submit it. So that can be the same person we recommend too, but it's the claims that have to have two difference. For SFSP, again, application data entry, application submit, and a claim data entry and claim submit. Special milk, there is an application for this. If NSLP, you can get special milk through your NSLP application, but we do have camps in preschools that run special milk as well. So again, they have a different application. And Marty, it's back to you.
Okay, we wanted to share with you some of the silver linings from our administrative technical assistance meetings that we conducted across the state with almost all child nutrition programs. You all were so generous with your comments about what worked and what didn't work, and we wanted to give you some of the positive feedback that we had received about how food service is operating during the COVID. So food service teams kept feeding kids throughout the COVID pivots, and that was a very challenging situation. School administrators and staff, and some volunteers even, helped to distribute food. USDA flexibilities allowed meal modifications to ease requirements. Families relied on friendly and responsive meal service for their children. We got a lot of comments about how the food deliveries or distribution really gave a normal sense to the children each day, and that was very much appreciated by families. More children were served FFVP, fresh fruit and vegetable program, in the approved school districts. And schools appreciated the guidance and support from the state agency staff. So a little information about meal service in 21-22 school year. All schools are considered area eligible under the USDA waiver number 85, which means you can run free meal service. School breakfast and lunch may be served as free meals under the seamless summer option, which is SSO, and that is part of NSLP. SSO meals will be reimbursed at the summer food service program rate. So don't confuse the summer food service program rate with the fact that you are running SSO. And because the fiscal year is different and starts in January, the SFSP rate will change in January of 2022. Summer food service program, SFSP meals may not be served, and SFSP meal count forms or any other SFSP materials or documents should not be used when you are running SSO. If meals are served under NSLP, eligibility determinations will determine free, reduced, and paid meal charges. If you're running NSLP, that means you will be collecting household applications and determining the eligibility of students, and they'll be claimed as free, reduced, or paid. For school year 21-22, this is very important, SSO holiday and weekend meals are only allowed during unanticipated school closures. So please do not plan to serve weekend or holiday meals through SSO unless schools get closed down. After school snacks and suppers can be provided through the at-risk CACFP program, which is the Child and Adult Care Food Program. And Patty will talk, there's a workshop on that later in this conference. So the rates, current rates that the free meals will be reimbursed at, the SFSP rates, which are being used for SSO meals, breakfast will be reimbursed at $2.40 $4.625, and lunch will be $4.3175. So we wanted to give you that information. Applications to participate. Here's a little information about that. NSLP applications will roll over soon in the My NHDOE system. You can have the NSLP application attachments ready to go. Be sure to fully complete the SSO information on the NSLP site applications. Schools are eligible to serve at-risk after-school snacks and suppers with an approved CACFP application. There'll be more said about that during this conference. And claims for reimbursement of SSO summer meals cannot be submitted until the NSLP and SSO applications are approved by our office. And as Patty mentioned, we are down to minimal staff, and we will work through those as quickly as possible. But if you can do your part by double checking your attachments, making sure there is an application checklist that you'll have available to make sure everything is submitted with your online application. In addition, we're going to have some different training opportunities this year. We have quite a few guest speakers during this conference, and because things are not normal this year, we're going to do things a little differently. So the Office of Nutrition is planning virtual targeted mini trainings throughout the year. And some of those topics may include processing household applications for free and reduced meals, the verification effort summary reporting, meal counting and claiming instructions, meal pattern flexibilities allowed under the waivers, and preparing for an administrative review. So that is our kickoff. Obviously, we're going to be giving you more information in more detail with the following workshops. In the meantime, please send us your questions and we will attempt to answer them. If we cannot answer them today during the conference workshops, we will certainly research them and get back to you with those answers. And thank you for attending this conference, and we will all work together to feed New Hampshire children this year.
So we do have a couple questions. One is to repeat the summer food rates. So I'm just going to go back to that slide.
Okay.
So the breakfast rate is at $2.4625, and the lunch rate is at $4.3175. So let me type that into the message box real quick. So breakfast equals 2.4625 and lunch equals 4.3175. So there it is. All right. So the next question. Whoops. Sorry. Will we also receive state funds? I'm not sure what that question means. Do you know, Marty?
I think it was the state breakfast funds. It's our understanding that the rates that are being the reimbursements are those rates. There are no extras added on, but we will also be working to clarify that, and we'll send information out.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, now I understand. So yeah, so the summer, if you're doing SSO, it is that summer rate, which is the highest of the rates for the summer food. So that's, you won't be getting the 7 cents or the 2 cents for the
Right.
state funds. Yeah. This next question is for me. Are we good to submit our July claims? I know there was a note, we should hold off to update the system pricing. That is correct. Do not do your July claims for CACFP yet. I need to enter those rates, which we just received last week. And I am working very hard to get those in this week. So I know rates, claims, we stress that claims are due by the 10th of the month. There are a couple times where we have to be late, and it's our issue, not yours. So you'll be all set. Somebody just went on to the DOE site to get a jump start on the paperwork. Is the 21-22 year not available? Marty, where are we with the paperwork?
It's finalized. It has to be uploaded.
Okay, so I will upload those this week, and we'll send out a notice when that has been uploaded with the link to all NSLP people. Okay, we have another one. Can we choose to not use the alternate wording regarding free meals on the frequently asked question letter to parents?
Do you want me to speak to that?
Yeah, because that's
So,
has to do.
it was brought to our attention that normally the parent letters that go out list the prices of the school meals. However, if you give that information to the families and if you're running SSO and you are providing meals at no cost, it was confusing to some people. And so we sent out alternate language saying that because meals would be served, if your school or your SAU was choosing SSO, you could use alternate language saying there is no charge for breakfast and lunch as a result of USDA waivers that allow for meals to be served for free.
Okay, so
if you have a more specific question, if somebody sent that and has a more specific question, please email me with that question.
all right, and I'm just going to continue on because she had another statement with this. So we are planning on running SSO, but we want to get as many free and reduced applications in as possible, and we appreciate that you want to do that. I will be mailing our free and reduced packets out to the households next week, but we don't want to announce that we are using SSO program until closer to the first day of school. So I would say, I guess they're asking if they can make that change. Do they have to announce that they're doing SSO right away, or can they wait?
So you'll want your families to be able to plan as early as possible. It's a financial concern as well as just a logistical concern. We know that in order to claim for SSO meals or NSLP or school breakfast, an application has to be approved. But we would encourage you to let families know as soon as possible if your SAU is planning to run the SSO. And it is a requirement that SSO meals are publicized to the community. That is a requirement. We will speak about that in further workshops. There is a regulation that says that those meals must be publicized to the community and to families. So I would encourage you all to let your families know that if you are planning to serve free meals, that you let them know as soon as possible so they're not trying to figure out payment or where their finances fit at that time. This is a flexibility that's being given so that families can have a little more freedom with getting a meal for their child at no cost. So I hope that answers your question.
Okay, and the other thing I just want to put in there too is if you decide that you're going to run NSLP, you have to fully run NSLP. You can't do like all children are free and then, these people want to pay. You have to make sure that you're claiming your children as free, reduced, and paid for NSLP. So I just wanted to make that a little clear too. We do have another question that says, what happens to the state money then? Well, the state money will still be there for those that are, we do have some areas that want to continue with NSLP. So that will be used for that. I can't answer to what's going to happen with the leftover money. As that would be our administrator. We can look into that. We can try to find out what's going to happen with it. All right, will they do another administrative review for all schools this year?
I can answer that question, Patty.
Okay.
So we will be resuming administrative reviews on a schedule this year. So not every school will be reviewed. We are still working out, because we had to suspend operations in spring 2020. And then we weren't able to do administrative reviews for last year. We are having to reschedule everyone, and we have not had an opportunity to do that yet, but we will be reaching out to schools as soon as possible when we get that schedule made. And it will be pretty much a regular administrative review. We won't be looking at applications if you're running SSO. We won't be looking at the paid lunch equity tool. And it may be that all or part of the administrative review is done as a desk review, which is what we used for the ATAMs. We're still waiting to see how that's all going to come together and how we will divide up the number of schools that need to be reviewed this year with the number of staff that we have currently able to review.
Okay, so the next one is, do we have to be approved by DOE for SSO first before we send out the forms? So I'm assuming they're talking about the income forms, the parent forms.
Could you repeat that question, Patty, please?
Sure. Do we have to be approved by DOE for SSO first before we send out the forms? Meaning the parent
No,
forms.
if you are intending to run SSO this year, you can send the letter out to your parents, but then you are obligated to run the SSO and follow all the guidance for SSO, and let families know that there will be no cost. Our approval of the NSLP applications is also linked to the approval of the SSO, but we know that you're going to start serving before we get you all approved. So no worries. And if you have questions, please contact us. We have about a minute, Patty, and then.
Okay. All right, so Alexis answered this one. Oh, somebody's like, I'm very new to this. What is SSO?
SSO is the seamless summer operation, and it is the summer in normal times. Schools are able to offer free meals to children in regular summers, normal summers. And so SSO is just the summer branch of NSLP. The summer food service program is usually run by organizations such as the Boys and Girls Club or a YMCA or a camp. Those are two very separate programs. It is important to know that the seamless summer option follows all NSLP regulation and meal patterns. So any references that you have for NSLP also apply to seamless summer option programs.
All right, so we just, another question is, when will we know which districts are being audited this year?
As soon as we get the schedule done, please be patient with us.
I think I pretty much got every question. If we missed a question, please feel free to email us. We'll be happy to answer your questions as well. Also, just to let you know, this was recorded This meeting was recorded, and we are planning on putting most of the ones that we are allowed to record, onto YouTube. So they will be available as well. And we'll probably put the links on our website as well. So I want to say thank you to everybody for joining. We greatly appreciate it. Marty, do you have any closing remarks?
I'll see you in 10 minutes. Thank you for kicking off with us.